Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Y'all, Tim getting beat by me. He ain't making no points. I got 50, he got 20. We playing dominoes.
She beat me. Okay. You winning. Goddamn, you winning. Hell, you winning.
In the early hours of May 4, 2021, a tragic scene unfolded in Centerville, Georgia. A husband would kill his wife of 10 years for an unimaginable reason. At around 9 a.m., 41-year-old Timothy called the police, calmly confessing that he had just shot his wife of 10 years, 36-year-old Catherine. But what made his confession even more disturbing was his refusal to explain why he did it. As detectives raced to the couple's home, no one could have prepared them for the horrors they were about to uncover. After multiple failed attempts to knock, authorities were forced to deploy tear gas to gain access to the home. But what they found inside was beyond belief. It wasn't just Catherine's lifeless body they discovered, it was another body. What could have driven a loving husband and father to commit such a brutal, unimaginable act? This is the haunting story of Catherine Price's life and death, one that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about a marriage that seemed perfect. And heartbreakingly, this story isn't the first of its kind we've shared. Do you remember the case of 31-year-old Precious Taste, a mother and her baby who was shot dead by her husband moments after he was released from jail? If you missed that case, I'll link it at the end of this video. It's one that still haunts us. Now, let's look at the life and death of Catherine Price.
What you will? What you will? Tell them who you are. You what? What Megan say? You what?
Classic bougie ratchet.
Yes, sir.
Catherine Price was born on February 9, 1985, and grew up in a family known for their warmth and kindness. She graduated from Northside High School in 2003, where she became known for her stunning smile, kind nature, and endearing personality. Catherine's friendly and optimistic outlook on life stayed with her throughout her adult life, influencing everyone she met. She joined the United States Air Force, where she proudly served in the Georgia Air National Guard as a budget analyst for nearly 2 decades. Her service was more than just a job to Catherine. It was a way to support her country and build a secure future for her family. Her discipline, strength, and commitment made her an inspiration to those around her, and she carried those values into every aspect of her life. While serving, she also worked for Credence Management Solutions LLC as a makeup artist and cosmetologist, where she showcased her skill and passion for beauty. Her work was more than just a profession. It was her way of connecting with people, making them feel beautiful inside and out. She was known for making her clients feel better about themselves, transforming each visit into something special. Her warm presence and attention to detail made her a beloved figure in the beauty community. Catherine's family and friends cherished her for her genuine, nurturing spirit and her devotion to her children, whom she adored. She was not just a mother, but a constant source of love and strength, always encouraging her children to pursue their dreams while emphasizing the importance of kindness, education, and hard work. In addition to her family, Catherine also found joy in her family's faith. She was an active member of Fellowship Bible Baptist Church, where she contributed to the community and passed down the significance of knowing Jesus to her children. Her unwavering faith was the bedrock of her life, guiding her through both good and challenging times. She often volunteered, helping organize church events and offering her support to others in need. Her church family admired her for her selflessness and compassion. Above all else, Catherine's greatest happiness came from being with her loved ones, especially her children, and giving them the love and support they needed. She often spoke of her desire to provide a life filled with opportunities for her children, hoping they would grow into kind-hearted and driven individuals. Catherine's heart was boundless, and she made sure that everyone around her felt her care and encouragement. But when it came to her husband, it wasn't always as easy. Unfortunately, he would be at the center of how her life would be snatched away in the blink of an eye. Catherine's husband, Timothy Price, was a 41-year-old man from Byron, Georgia. He owned a trucking company and drove 18-wheelers, previously working at Frito-Lay. Timothy had been married to Catherine for 11 years, and together they shared a life that seemed loving and full of promise. They were often seen as the power couple by their neighbors and friends, posting happy pictures of family outings, outdoor adventures, and intimate moments on social media.
What you will? What you will? Tell them who you am. You what? What Megan say? You what?
Classy, bougie, ratchet.
Yes, sir.
To the world, they appeared to have it all: love, a family, a future. Timothy, on the surface, was playful and affectionate, both with his wife and their children. His social media presence reflected a man who loved his wife deeply and was committed to his family. They celebrated family milestones, posted happy moments, and appeared to live a charmed life.
See, then you and your brother both have. You hold it part, hold it with both hands. There you go. You got it. She heavy now.
But beneath this seemingly perfect exterior, things were not as it seems. Sources close to the couple described a marriage that had started to show cracks in the foundation. Those closest to Timothy mentioned that his personality had become more controlling and his anger more unpredictable. Though no one could pinpoint the exact cause of his changing behavior, it was clear that something wasn't right. Despite these growing tensions, everything came to a boiling point one fateful morning. On May 4, 2021, around 9 a.m., Timothy Price called the police and confessed that he had shot his wife, Catherine, during a domestic dispute at their home in the Old Stone Crossing subdivision in Centerville, Georgia. Shockingly, the reason behind this unthinkable act remains a mystery to this day. Timothy's distressing call to the authorities left everyone baffled. How could a man who appeared to love his wife so much carry out such a brutal, unimaginable act? When police arrived at the scene, they tried to make contact with anyone inside the home, but received no response. After attempting to reach out via phone and at the door, they noticed broken glass. As a result, the Houston County Special Response Team was called to enter the house, deploying tear gas in an effort to force Timothy out. Unfortunately, when the team finally entered the home, they discovered a tragic scene. Both Timothy and Catherine were dead. Catherine was found with fatal gunshot wounds, and Timothy, though injured, was also found dead. This domestic violence tragedy left their neighbors stunned and heartbroken, as many had considered the couple to be the epitome of a loving, strong family. Their once peaceful neighborhood was now a crime scene, filled with unanswered questions and overwhelming grief.
At noon, 2 people in Centerville are now dead after a domestic dispute earlier today. Our Sarah Hammond is joining us live from the scene on Amber Creek. So Sarah, what do we know now?
Yeah, that's right. I'm in the Old Stone Crossing neighborhood where Centerville Police, Centerville Fire, the Houston County Sheriff's Office, and the Houston County Coroner all responded to the call. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit here so you can see there is still crime scene tape up on the 100 block of Arbor Creek Road. And according to Centerville's Police Chief Cedric Duncan, it all started when a man called 911 and told dispatchers he'd shot his wife and needed help. Then he says all communication with the man stopped. They saw a broken window when they arrived at the home and called in the Special Operations Response Team to try to communicate with the man inside. When he wouldn't answer, officers threw in around 6 canisters of tear gas to try and draw him out. And that's when officers went inside and found 2 people. And Duncan says the GBI will assist, and he says agents are on their way. Live in Centerville, Sarah Hammond, 13 WMAZ News.
Take a look at the scene that happened this afternoon at a home in the 100 block of Arbor Creek Road. Centerville Police and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation remained on scene throughout the day. Police are not commenting on this matter, but around the area of the home remained blocked off as investigators process this scene. The GBI is now handling this case, and we will have more details for you.
Upon entering the home and processing the crime scene, authorities began their investigation into what led to this tragic event. Timothy's 911 call, made moments before the police arrived, was the key starting point in the investigation. He confessed to shooting his wife, but also mentioned that he needed help. Authorities tried to piece together the events, but what they discovered was even more perplexing. Neighbors and those who knew the couple were in shock. They couldn't comprehend how a man they once saw as a loving husband and father could commit such a violent act. Timothy's nephew, Caleb Miles, recalled growing up with the Price family and never imagining such a tragedy.
I always remember him as like that father figure, like always looking out. Even though I wasn't his child and he had his own family, he always looked out for me. And Kat bringing me in like I was one of their own too. Like she just treated everybody like family, and they were just always good to people.
We are learning more about the husband and wife found inside their Centerville home Tuesday morning. Police say just before 9 a.m. yesterday, they received a call from a man who told them he shot his wife and needed help. Officers found both Timothy and Catherine Price from gunshot wounds. Brianna Richardson spoke with family members today. She joins us live with the latest on this case.
Yes, Frank, and since I've been here, people have come by to drop off flowers and teddy bears to pay their respects. Now, today I spoke with Timothy's nephew, Caleb Miles, and he says his family is still in shock. And when he got here on Tuesday morning, he just couldn't understand. 19-year-old Caleb Miles says his mom woke him up Tuesday morning saying she had to rush to his uncle's house, so he went along.
So I got there, I seen all the police and stuff, and I'm just like, what's going on? Because it wasn't no bad relationship or nothing with them. Like, we never heard anything, well, I never heard anything bad about their relationship where something like this was going on. So I'm just like lost. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
41-year-old Timothy Price owned a truck company and drove 18-wheelers. He previously worked at Frito-Lay. And 36-year-old Catherine Price worked at Robins Air Force Base for the 116th Air Control Wing. Family members say the couple has been married for 11 years. They have 3 children and were members of Fellowship Bible Baptist Church.
Right now, it's just shocking. Like, we never expected nothing like this. Like, it feels like something you would read in a book or like see in a movie or something like that. So for something like that to happen so close, it's just everybody's lost right now.
And I spoke with GBI Special Agent in Charge Todd Crosby. He says this case is not being ruled as a murder-suicide at this time.
If we go to a death investigation, we don't go in with a preconceived notion, oh, this is a murder-suicide. We'll work everything like it's a murder until we can prove it's not a murder. And it may be a suicide. It may be a natural. It may be an accidental. But we're not going to call it until after the autopsy is done and until all our investigative acts have been completed, all our evidence has been processed.
Miles says he grew up with the Price family because they treated him like their own. Well, as the life of the party, he says they'll truly be missed. Live in Centerville, Brianna Richardson, 13 WMAZ News.
Thank you, Brianna. Todd Crosby says the Price's bodies have been sent to the GBI Crime Lab and autopsies will be performed on Friday. We did receive a statement from Robins Air Force Base about Catherine Price, who worked on base for 18 years. The statement said she was a valued member of their organization and respected by many. It went on to say, quote, "In the Georgia Guard, we are family. And when we lose a member, it is felt by everyone."
The relationship between the couple had appeared solid to outsiders. According to Caleb, Timothy had always been a father figure to him, someone who looked out for him like family. However, it became clear that something dark had been happening behind closed doors. Family members revealed that they had not noticed any signs of violence escalating within the relationship. Timothy's behavior seemed to change gradually over time, but no one suspected it would lead to this catastrophic event. As detectives worked to uncover the motive, they revealed that there had been no prior reports of abuse or violence, leaving the question of why Timothy would snap so suddenly. Catherine's colleagues at Robins Air Force Base spoke highly of her as well. She had been a valuable member of the team, respected and loved by many for her dedication. Robins Air Force Base issued a statement expressing their sorrow at the tragic loss of one of their own, underscoring the sense of loss felt by the entire community. The police investigation continued, and they worked to understand the final moments of the Price family. One of the most heartbreaking aspects of the case was the fact that the couple's 3 children were left without both of their parents. After the shooting, the children were placed in the care of their extended family members, and their lives would never be the same again. But what came next would reveal even more devastating truths. The community's response to the tragedy was a mixture of shock, anger, and grief. In the wake of Catherine's death, the neighborhood and her family were left to pick up the pieces. As the investigation continued, the question on everyone's mind remained the same. Why did Timothy do it? The shocking events left everyone who knew the Prices in disbelief. Their neighbors, who had witnessed their life together as a seemingly perfect family, were now reeling from the knowledge that this family, who was always so kind and pleasant, had been torn apart by violence. Timothy had been known to many as a loving father and husband. Their family had often shared happy memories online, portraying a picture-perfect life. So when news of the murder-suicide broke, it rattled the foundation of what the community believed to be true about the Price family. Their neighbors, who had looked up to the couple as role models, struggled to reconcile the loving, happy family they knew with the violent act that had unfolded in their own neighborhood. The shock was compounded by the fact that Timothy, in his 911 call, had confessed to shooting his wife, but also claimed that he needed help. He seemed to realize the severity of his actions, but that realization came too late. The confusion and disbelief were only heightened by the fact that no one, not even close family members, had seen any warning signs that Timothy was capable of such violence. As the investigation unfolded, the community mourned the loss of not only Catherine, but the ripple effect this tragedy would have on the children. In the days following the incident, several memorials and tributes were held in honor of Catherine. The community rallied together to support her family, and a candlelight vigil was organized to remember her life. Those who knew her described Catherine as a loving mother, a dedicated member of the Georgia Air National Guard, and a friend who always made others feel special. The vigil was filled with tearful reflections from friends, family, and even strangers who were touched by her kindness. One of her close friends shared that Catherine always went out of her way to make everyone feel welcome. She described Catherine as someone who had a way of making you feel like you mattered, someone who lived her life to serve others. The love and admiration for her were evident in the messages shared at the vigil, where attendees spoke about her dedication to her children, her family, and her community.
Well, dozens of people gathered at Center Park in Centerville tonight for a balloon release for Catherine Price, the woman killed on May 4th in a murder-suicide. Friends got to share their own memories about the 36-year-old, who was also a member of the Georgia Air National Guard and worked at Robins Air Force Base for almost 2 decades. Members of her family, including Price's 18-year-old daughter and godsister, thanked the community.
She just is so loved and just a positive, outgoing type of person. Like anybody she came across, she left a positive impact on them. Like you can ask anybody.
We're just grateful for everybody that came out. It's no secret that Catherine touched a lot of people's lives, including mine, and you can just see that from the love and the support that was shown today.
The investigation into Catherine's death took many unexpected turns. Initially, police were unsure whether this incident would be classified as a murder-suicide or something else. Timothy's phone call to 911, where he confessed to shooting his wife, seemed to indicate that he was trying to seek help for her, but the lack of an immediate response from him raised further questions. Family members were devastated as they came to terms with the fact that their loved ones were gone, and that the answers they were seeking seemed so elusive. The family had no clue what had caused this tragic outburst of violence, as they had never witnessed any signs of abusive behavior between the couple. Legal authorities were also tasked with ensuring that justice was served. The case was ruled as a death investigation, but it was clear that the focus was on understanding what led Timothy to murder his wife and then take his own life. Many in the community hoped for some form of closure for Catherine's family, even though the reasons behind Timothy's actions remained elusive. Family members and friends of both Catherine and Timothy continued to search for answers. The GBI special agent in charge of the case, Todd Crosby, emphasized that no stone would be left unturned in the investigation, but he was cautious about labeling the case a murder without the full facts. Authorities continued to process evidence, awaiting the results of autopsies and other investigative procedures. But even as the investigation moved forward, there were many lingering questions, and the community could not help but wonder, could this tragedy have been prevented? And most importantly, what could be done to prevent future incidents like this from happening in other families? As the community mourned and the investigation unfolded, the issue of domestic violence came to the forefront. While this particular case remains shrouded in mystery, it serves as a grim reminder of the dangerous reality many families face when violence is hidden behind closed doors. Domestic violence is often difficult to spot, especially in seemingly perfect relationships like the one Catherine and Timothy appeared to share. For years, their marriage was characterized by happy family moments and joyful interactions both on social media and in person. But domestic abuse doesn't always leave visible marks, and often those involved may conceal the violence until it erupts in a devastating act. Catherine's family and friends have vowed to raise awareness about domestic violence and to advocate for stronger protections for those at risk. The tragic loss of Catherine serves as a painful reminder of the importance of recognizing the signs of domestic abuse and taking action before it's too late. Friends and family of abuse victims are urged to speak up, to help protect those at risk, and to ensure that resources are available to those who need them. No one should have to suffer in silence, and it is vital for communities to come together to support survivors of domestic violence and to prevent future tragedies. The loss of Catherine Price is a tragedy that will haunt her family, friends, and community for years to come. While the investigation continues and the pain remains fresh, her memory lives on in the hearts of those who loved her. Her tragic death has sparked important conversations about domestic violence, the hidden dangers in some relationships, and the need for increased awareness and prevention efforts. May Catherine's story serve as a turning point in the fight against domestic violence, inspiring those who are suffering in silence to seek help and encouraging communities to stand up against abuse in all its forms. To Catherine's family, I offer my deepest condolences. Her life was one of love, kindness, and dedication, and her memory will never be forgotten. May she rest in peace, and may her death not be in vain. What do you think about it? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this story intriguing, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this.